So on today's session, we're gonna talk about a very critical and dangerous vulnerability, which is parameter tampering. So you can guess by the name where we are changing a parameter or value. So what is this actually? So this happens when the server trusts too much in client side. So what is the client side? The client side is your browser. So what happens? Okay, let's imagine we have a website that sells what I'll say, that sells water bottles. So it sells water bottles. So the price of a water bottle, let's say, is for now $5, and it's hosting on a website. So when the users try to add the product in the cart, the server to save that in the server, so we can so the user can buy it later from the add to cart or anything like direct buy, even direct. So the server, what will do, it will make a connection with the client and it will ask the client, bro, what is the name of this product, or ID, you could say, ID, and let's say price. So server doesn't know the price, it is accessing the price value or the parameter from the client side or your browser, like the front end. So what happens, like sometimes hacker can intercept the HTTP request and change its value, and the server doesn't even notice. What the server should do? Server should check the ID and price, and let's check and should check if they are compatible with each other. But sometimes developers, for their mistake, it doesn't validate any data. So what can I do? Like, from this the water bottle is $5. I clicked on the add to cart button and intercept the proxy. So what is intercepting? I'm literally just stopping the request which is going from client to server, and I am editing it, changing it. So what I'll change? I'll change the $5. I'll change the price from $5 to, let's say, $1, and boom, the server accept it without validating, and that's a vulnerability which we are referring to as a parameter tampering. And not just price, we can change a user permission, like let's say we have a button to delete. When you click on the button, the server checks, are you a admin? You're an admin, and it's a boolean. So how do you know it's how the server would know you're an admin? It will ask the client, which is a bad practice. At the end of the day, let's say it's a Chrome, and asking the client, is he admin, and is giving a response, HTTP response equal, is admin equal, let's say, false, because you're not admin, you're just a normal person. What a hacker can do, a hacker will intercept with a proxy and change the value to true, which is a big vulnerability, a critical vulnerability. And this is a type of vulnerability which we call a business logic flow. Okay, Okay, that's what I just talked about. We can change price, user role, product, identifiers, then access permissions that we don't have need. So here's an example. We have an e-commerce site which loads up a product page which shows the price, which is $5 in this case. So when we click on like buy now example, it goes through a HTTP request, but the attacker or the hacker intercept it, and after intercepting it, it changes the parameter. Let's say price 1, which was 5 before, but the attacker changed it to the 1 and forward to the server, and the server accept it, the tempered data. Demonstration, but let's first clear the theory. Okay. Oh, that's what I just said. The original request was price equal 100 and product ID equal that. But the attacker changed it and converted it to 1. So now he can buy it for $1 literally. Well, we're gonna use Burp Suite, which is app, a pen testing app to test web application manually. I've installed it by now. If you're into this web vulnerability, so Burp Suite, we can intercept proxies like that. I said I can change HTTP request, and with that, but it's more than that. But basically, this is the main thing you'll ever need in Burp Suite. Burp Suite has a free community version and a paid version, but free version is enough for us. So if I say like here we go, here's the application. That way you'll install Burp like a normal any other normal software. I'm not showing in this video, but you'll figure it out, or I might make another video on how to install Burp, but that's not for today. And if you're on Kali Linux, it should be pre-installed on your device. Okay, and also Burp Suite is available for Windows as well. To identify it, we can also use browser dev tool, but we cannot confirm. It's for first time testing. If you don't have if you don't have Burp Suite opened up, you're just visiting a website, and you saw on the dev tool that the uh, from our client side is sending a header which is sending the price value or any info that we can change and manipulate. After looking at this, you will open Burp Suite, and for the intercepting proxy we are using Burp Suite here. If I open Burp Suite here, it's the Burp Suite. Okay, and okay, after you won't see this, but you'll get a similar UI. So what you do, you'll go to the proxy section. Yeah, because we're gonna intercept proxy, so we're gonna first go to the proxy, and we don't have to turn on the proxy right now. Let me just open the browser first. Okay, I have two browser opened. Cut one. Okay, so this is the site I have found the vulnerability on. Please don't. I recommend don't try this on any website without their permission. I'm using this because they are not selling cake anymore, I guess. Not cake, I think they are not in service anymore. That's why I'm testing on them. But do not test on anyone's without any legal permission, because it can put you in legal trouble. So, what I'll do, let's say I wanna give someone a flower. I have already one in my card. Okay. Let's say I wanna give someone a flower. and I chose this flower. This looks good to me, and it's 449 Indian rupees, not in dollar, but yeah, let's consider this dollar. Let's this 449 dollar. So I'll open it up real quick. Okay, let's see what options we have. So this is the product ID. Also, they have the product ID, so they can easily stop this vulnerability code. What I would say, it's a dumb thing that it's a really dumb thing, really dumb vulnerability, but also pretty critical. Okay. For pin, I will just give some random value. Like it didn't even check for the value. I give anything, it accepts anything. So it's really vulnerable. This side is really vulnerable. Even though this is not a cake, but I got option. Pretty weird. I don't know who is the developer of this site. Okay, now I'm gonna add to cart. But before add to cart, I wanna turn on the intercept. So the HTTP, I can capture the HTTP request. So I'll click on add to cart. And it's not okay. This is the thing. This is a post request that is sending to the server, and this is not that much important. I'll forward it, but add to cart this endpoint. This is the vulnerable endpoint. Okay, if we see the if we see our request, you can see it's a post request to this URL add to cart, and it's going on HTTP. It has assigned some cookies, and the host is gdbmart.com, which is our domain, which is the domain of the site. And these are some info about the site. Okay, but the thing which is most important for us is this parameter, these parameters. We say location reduction 0. I don't know what is mean, but I do know one thing. This is our important part, which is the price. So the server is taking the price, ID, pin code, text, which I said hacked, and location from the client side. So I can literally change anything, any of them from here. I mean, yeah, the pin code and the text have some logical explanation why it's taken from the client side, but this makes really no sense, and it doesn't even validate that we are giving a right price or not. Okay, so let us just change the value real quick. So let's say we are going to change it to $1. Yeah, $1. And let's forward the request. Let's see. There we go. Forward. Let me turn off the intercept. And let's see what happened on our client, on our site. Okay, you can see we have something added on the card. One was already added by me, and now one, so it's two. So let's click on card and let's see if it worked. It should work, and because I've tested before, there we go. There we go. We bought 8 yellow roses set, and it's showing for one rupees. Seriously, literally just 1 rupees. And even if I continue shopping, it doesn't change at all. Stays the same, which is, if it was a live application which is still on work, like it could be a disaster, man. it didn't work because the site is not operational anymore. But imagine, because this vulnerability was present when this application was alive. Okay, let me remove it. And we can see this damage a business really hard, like financial losses, unauthorized access, which is critical in it. Then the previous escalation. I mean, obviously we can change a person to an administrator and do some stuff that only administrators can do. So it's the previous privilege escalation, and obviously it abuses the business logic as we are manipulating price, quantities, and application behavior. So yeah, this is a pretty critical bug exists in many sites because let's say you're a developer, you're developing a site and you don't have any idea. To make it easy for the development process, you do what? You set up the server so that when someone click on buy now, uh, before going to the payment method, it takes the price and the value, all the values from the client side to the server side, which you can do. Like, think you're a developer and you're developing this, but this could be dangerous, and you shouldn't. Obviously, if you do, you must validate the data before accepting in the what you can say server side. Okay, and this parameter tempering has two formal name of a formal vulnerability name. One is external control of assumed immutable web parameter, which is I don't use. I like to call it client-side information of server-side security, which is more logical here in our case. Okay. Security and complete their lab on this parameter tempering, which will help you out a lot. And this is a great lab to solve. But I think I got some network issue, which why Swagger is not loading up. But I believe they have a lab called price manipulation. Yeah, I guess business logic vulnerabilities inside. They have excessive trust in client side control, which I said, like we are putting too much trust on the client side, so it doesn't you can change the price and much more. But to find these vulnerabilities, you must be a critical thinker, because like after you saw you're on a web, let's say you're on Amazon.com, you're buying something and you just thought like how is the software working behind the scene. So you open up dev and you saw in the network that uh, the server is taking a header from the client side and the client side is showing the price, and you thought this could be changed, so how can I change it? So you found out that there is a thing called proxy where you can use to change it. So this is the type of mindset you have to create. It's literally a normal thing. A developer can do it. A developers many times do it. But you have to be a thinker. So you have to know how developers think and how you can use it for your own purpose. Okay, and that's all. And let me know if you find the same exact vulnerability or similar to this on any e-commerce site. Like just search on shops or e-commerce sites on online and test. But I don't recommend testing. I don't recommend you testing like this, because you know testing on random site legal issue. could lead to a legal issue without their permission. So try search for e-commerce sites, bug bounty program, or a site like HackerOne. HackerOne here in not like that. I guess in Thai industry. Or there should be commerce. Hmm. Right now. Okay. Let's say Amazon always. I think Amazon should have one. Yeah. So you can also test on Amazon actually. But first read their guidelines, or this can lead you to a trouble. Like they have some specific domains that you can test on and some specific ones that you can't. And if any program says you cannot test parameter tampering or client side excessive client side trust vulnerabilities, so you shouldn't. Or they can obviously they might have any honeypot or that kind of thing to trap you.